Hello students, this is Professor Faiz Raut from Jain College of Engineering Department of MBA. I'm in Module 4, Part 1 of Legal and Business Environment. Last lecture students we have done what is a business and what are the different classifications of a business like industry and commerce, and how the types in industry and how the types in commerce are about and how they are interrelated with each other. And once they are running in coordination, then only the business can run successfully. In this lecture, I'm going to talk about business environment. A business environment look something like this. The inner circle is your business, whereas the outer circle consists of activities related to management, operations, research and development, finance, marketing or sales. The outer circle is more or less is in the control of yours, is in the control of the business. A business can control the operations, the business can control the research and development happening, the business can definitely control the finance, marketing, sales, and management. So the outer ring of the outer circle consists of all those activities which can be controlled by a business. So the outer circle represents the internal management of a company or the internal environment of a company, whereas the outer rectangle you're seeing which consists of economic environment, legal environment, technological environment, global environment, social environment and competitive environment, these things are very difficult for a business to control. Basically business cannot control all these things. So in order to continue the business and continue the business successfully, business needs to modify, change its processing, its way of doing the business, its way of producing the things, its way of producing the services, and try to blend with these environmental situations which the business cannot control. And these environment, economic, legal, technological, global, social and competitive environment, these form the external environment of a business. So a business environment basically contains internal environment, which is the internal management of the company, which can easily be controlled by the business, and it consists of external environment, which is very difficult for a business to control. So a business needs to modify itself in order to blend in the environment, in order to carry out a successful business. Basically, business types of business environment are two: internal environment, okay, which is in the control of business; external environment, which is not in the control of the business. And external environment has been divided into two: micro environment and macro environment. Micro environment consists of elements which are very much related to the business, and that business regularly deals the components of micro environment, whereas macro environment are very much important for a business, but they are not very much connected to the business. First, I'll start with macro environment. A macro environment of external environment first is of suppliers of input. So in order to run a smooth and efficient business, it is required that the supplier should be kept happy, so that the raw materials are reaching the business entity on time. Because if raw materials don't reach on time, and if suppose the business needs to pile up the raw materials in order to continue the transformation process uninterrupted, this will raise the cost of production of the business. So the per unit cost of production will go high, and because of that it will reduce the profit margin of a business. And further, it is also important that the business should not only have one supplier but multiple suppliers, because if one supplier cannot supply raw material on time, or there is any difficulty for that supplier to supply raw material, then there on as a backup there are many other suppliers as well, so that the business activity should run uninterrupted. Second is customers. Customers are definitely most important for the micro environment of a business, because those are the people who buy and use the firm's product and services. and so a firm needs to spend lot on the customer's advertisement to promote its product, promote the sales of its product by creating new customers, by retaining the old customers, all those things. And if doesn't identify the needs of the customer, then it is very likely that business will fail. So nowadays, the customer is so important that businesses are modifying their product as per the customer's need. Next is marketing intermediaries. Marketing intermediaries play an essential role of selling and distributing its product to the final buyers. Company is producing the products, but it should reach the final buyers. So marketing intermediaries are responsible for transportation of these goods from the production site to the destination, and stocking of those goods so that it reaches the ultimate buyers. And once it reaches ultimate buyers, then the entire business transaction gets completed. So marketing intermediaries play a very important role in a business. So it is the responsibility of business to keep these marketing intermediaries happy so that your products get pushed into the market. Next is competitors. Definitely, competitors play a very important role in deciding what the business plan and what the business changes a firm will do. A firm always wants a monopoly so that they will have control over all the products which they are manufacturing, and they can decide any price of their products. But in a real scenario, this monopolies exist only in few industries, and that too it is controlled by the state, like power distribution or railways. Only in these monopoly is there. So there will be competition, and firms engage in competition through competitive advertisement, through competitive sponsoring some events or something like that. So they do advertisement in order to win over their competitors. And firm always have an eye on the competitors, that what the competitors are bringing new into the market, what changes they are offering in their product in order to suit the customer requirement. So similar to their competitors, a firm should also bring or also modify their product or launch new product in order to be in the competition, so that a product monopoly should not happen. And finally, public plays a very important role. Public means all those people who are related and get affected by the company's business. The environmentalist, the media group, women association, customer protection group, local groups, citizen association, and many other components form a public. So anything a company is doing which is going against the customer protection or environmental protection or anything, then the company will face a problem. So it's very important for a company to keep an eye on what are the public views of the business or of the product which they are manufacturing. So this is about micro environment. Now we come to macro environment, also called as PESTEL. PESTEL. We done the internal environment of the company, which a company can easily control. Then we went to micro environment, about suppliers, customers, public, marketing intermediaries. Up to some extent, business can modify itself in order to gain the trust of suppliers, gain the trust of customers, gain the trust of public. But macro environment determines that business will continue its operation or it will discontinue its operation. These PESTEL, PESTEL, stands for political, economic, social, technological, ecological, and legal. This we are going to discuss here. And macro environment is also called as PESTEL analysis. So a company does a PESTEL analysis in order to determine whether the company can start the business in an economy, or whether if it is already doing the business, whether it can continue the business in this economy. So first major thing in macro environment is political environment. Political environment includes how the intervention of the government is there in the economy, how supportive is the government for doing a particular kind of business, And in an economy, meaning in a country, which states or which provinces of the country are very supportive of business? What are the fiscal policies? What are the monetary policies of the government, of the Reserve Bank, of the main bank, the federal bank of the country is doing? And how is the political stability? Whether there is always instability, and always there is a change of new rules, and bringing in new rules, scrapping the old one, which sometimes businesses find very difficult in order to adopt. So the political environment plays a very important role in determining whether the business will continue or the business will discontinue. The next in macro environment is economic environment. Economic environment is determined by some macroeconomic indicators like gross domestic product, like inflation, like exchange rates, the foreign exchange rates, or the per capita income of the country, or the foreign direct investment inflows, or the frequency of international trade. All these things determine the economic environment of the company, and whether a business firm can establish its business in such an environment. That analysis a business will do before coming or before starting a business in that country. So that comes under economic environment. Next comes the social environment. Now there are some social factors and some cultural factors which determines the business operations. The culture of the country, the demography, the lifestyle, the education, the consumption pattern of a country. For example, when McDonald's entered into India, it identified the majority population of Indian doesn't consume non-vegetarian food, and the main item on McDonald's menu was hamburger. So when McDonald's was entering into India, they realized that they cannot sell hamburgers in Indian market. So they launched a new burger called as McAloo Tikki burger. And they launched McAloo Tikki burger at very lesser price in order to penetrate the market with a new kind of a burger which McDonald's was never aware of it. So McAloo Tikki burger was a big hit, and as per the survey, it was seen that the most sold burger in McDonald's is McAloo Tikki. So McDonald's identified the social and cultural environment of the country, and depending upon that, they changed their product. Next is technological environment. Now, technological environment is also important for a business, whether technology is available in certain region, in certain countries, so that the business can flourish in those region, and business can get the technological know-how, or the business can get people who know about the technology. Now, for example, agriculture is very important industry in India, but agriculture lacks technology. Energy production of electricity is too much in India, but there is too much wastage as well, because the transmission lines are such that there is wastage of power and there is fluctuation of power, and because of these electrical fluctuations, the machine in the factories gets damaged easily. So it is very important for a country to supply, to provide a better technological facilities to the companies, so that companies can easily run their business in the country. Next is about ecological or demographic environment. Now this demographic environment includes the size and growth of population of a country, life expectancy of people, how many people are there in rural areas, how many people are there in urban areas, the technological skills of the population, the education level of the labor force, so that the company will find very easy labor. They might find also well educated labor, or they might find very cheap labor depending upon their business. So a good workforce for a firm is available, then it is easier for a business to prosper. And what is the weather conditions, what is the ecological environment, what are the natural resources available in the country, also determines a successful business. And lastly, I come to legal environment. Legal environment is the final and also important part of whether a business will continue in the country or not. For example, in India before 1991, the foreign countries were not allowed to do business in India. There was no FDI. But in 1991, liberalization, socialization, privatization happened, and after that, the Indian economy was opened for foreign industries to start their business. Now, initially, the business was into joint ventures, so the FDI was limited. Later on, as the economy progressed, the foreign direct investment started coming in India, and many foreign companies came into India. The reason was simply because India was a growing population, and the average age of Indian is nearly about 30 to 35 years old. So an average population of India is young. So a young population always attracts the industry because it will create a huge customer base for the uh, products of the company, products and services of the company. So initially, when the legal environment was very stringent, foreign companies cannot come into the market. There was Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, monopolistic and restrictive trade practices were there. Licensing was there. So it was very difficult even for a private company to start in India. So after the laws were changed in 1991, the legal environment was relaxed and the business flourished in India. So these are the environments which are very much essential for a company to study in order to start a business. So this completes our lecture. Thank you for listening.